Hey everyone, Vanessa Simpkins here, post-television morning news station interview. I'm driving out of LA and I'm in the desert here in Las Vegas. Not LA, sorry. Las Vegas! And I wanted to share with you some of the nuggets of wisdom that I learned going through this process of bringing my message onto television, really getting it out there, putting my big girl panties on and really making, an impact and a difference in the world. And one of the things that I learned is that I've got a lot to say. I could talk for hours, really. I think they're looking for like a 3-minute segment and they, chop out what they need, but man, I could go on and on and on for hours. I've got a lot to say. This is the first thing. The second thing I learned is that, I guess in my life, I'm starting to really understand more and more that within every challenge that you have holds an equal or greater seed of opportunity. And that's a quote from Napoleon Hill's book, Think and Grow Rich. With every adversity comes an equal or greater seed of opportunity. And the story that I share in Take Your Power Back Now, this latest book, my best-selling book, is a story that I did not want to share with the world, all right? Story about how I was thrown across a hotel room, by my ex-boyfriend in a drunken rage. And, that was really how, that was a wake-up call that inspired me to start my business, to really take responsibility for my life, to stop leaving my finances and my career and my health, undecided. And in that year I decided, I left this guy. I decided I was going to take my power back and heal all the areas in my life, and I did. I started going back and doing all the things that I love to do. Right? Women, when we give our power away, a lot of times in relationships, we stop doing the things that we love. We stop being who we are in order to please someone else. So I started going back and doing the things I loved, like dancing. I love to dance. I'm a dancer. There is a rock star performer inside me, and I love dancing. And I love horseback riding. So I went back and I found, a ranch down the street where I lived in Canada. And I also took care of some business, namely my health. I had an operation on a shoulder that I had been procrastinating for years because it was such a procedure, and I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to deal with it. So I started healing those areas in my life. Number 2, so I went through this radical self-love challenge and I started to heal all the areas in my life. Number 2, I invested in myself. I hired a mentor because for years, I wanted to start an inspiration. I want to be an inspirational speaker, inspire people. And I was terrified to leave my job. And because I thought I didn't know how I was going to make the same kind of money in my career that I was making in my job. And if you've read my first book, From Bankrupt to $900 a Day, Selling Mops, I was making a lot of money. A bad day was $500. Walking away from that, I was thinking, how can this possibly happen? How can I make more money than this or the same money as this? It's going to take me too long, right? And I had all of these stories in my head that were preventing me from just making the decision and following a plan of action. So I invested in myself. I learned about how to make money. I learned about online marketing. I learned about sales. And I started becoming more confident. I started applying a system in my business, my workshop Profit Secret Systems, teaching women what I knew, starting from where I was. That good enough is good enough. Get out there already. And I overcame my fear and launched my business. I was invited to speak in Costa Rica, and then I moved to Hawaii and wrote my second book, Take Your Power Back Now, sharing this story, this very, inconvenient, very shameful story that I sat on for 4 years because I was terrified about what people would think of me if I shared it. And look at that, the story you least want to share is the one you must share. It's inspirational. Unleash your authentic stories. This is what I'm so passionate about teaching women how to do. Overcome fear, take your power back, and thrive. Use your authenticity. Claim your confidence. Confidence is a new sexy. I don't care what size you are, if you're big, tall, short, fat, if you're green, black, white, brown, purple. I don't care what color you are. Confidence is a new sexy. Confidence will get you everywhere, every area of your life. And the third thing that I did was I started to look inside myself and started to look at all of the stories that I was telling myself, the decisions that I was making over and over again unconsciously about whether I was good enough or pretty enough or successful enough or ready enough. Who am I? Who am I to be talented, beautiful, successful? Who are you not to be? It's that William Neal, whatever her name is, Marianne Williamson quote, right? So I just wanted to share with you some of the nuggets and the takeaways that I had here from my experience, guys. It was easy. You know, it's like taking the top off of a pressure cooker. And now I just want to go on TV and, you know, talk for hours. So I hope you've enjoyed this rant. I love you immensely. And I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of my tribe, for following my message, for supporting my work, for sharing these posts, for liking them, for commenting them, for sharing them with other people that you know can benefit from them. I love you. And here's to more TV.